Hi, my name is Roma. Welcome and welcome back to Start Pages. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to read Kennedy Ryan's entire backlist because Kennedy Ryan is a very popular author and I'm honestly getting FOMO. Daniel! Okay. Hi, my name is Roma. Welcome and welcome back to Start Pages. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to read Kennedy Ryan's backlist because Kennedy Ryan is a very popular author, a very popular Black author who writes Black stories, and her audience is very large and very loud. And honestly, I want to be a part of that. I want to be working her books with like my whole soul, like putting the entirety of my energy into spreading the word about Kennedy Ryan. But to do that, at least for me to do that, some people don't seem to have a problem with it in other cases. But for me to recommend a book, I have to have read it and enjoyed it. I'm not going to recommend a book based on the fact that it sounds good. This intro is being filmed after the clips when I read the books because I did film an intro and I did have reading clips of the first two books I read. I want to read. I intended to read the books in publication order, and I mostly did that, but I skipped some. We'll get into that. So, When You Are Mine and Loving You Always, those are the first two books by Kennedy Ryan. They're the first two books in a series, and it's her first series. And I had clips of me reading those, and the clips seemed to have disappeared. And then I don't know where they went. I don't know where they went. I filmed on my phone. Every other video is in my gallery except those. And I think it was the level. I was going to say it was a level of negativity in the videos, but I have filmed. It's okay. It's okay. Right. So, what we're going to do for When You Are Mine and Loving You Always, I have some bullet points that I made in my notes app, the Samsung Notes app, when I was reading the book. And I'm just going to read those with no further context. Not only because I do not remember what happened in the books, so I can't give you any context, but also I think it's funnier this way. Right. So I'm on my tablet because I'm filming on my phone. Right. So we're going to start with When You Are Mine. What is the family name? How is his name Walsh Bennett? But it's the Walsh family. Engaged after 6 months? That's crazy. No, this is pissing me off. It's the Bennett series, but Cam keeps calling them the Walshes. Okay, so there are a bag of mistakes in this book. Yeah, there were grammatical errors in the book, and then just some other like some stuff that were just not researched. But that's all the context you're going to get. Oh, she's not like other girls, apparently. And this one is a quote from the book. Arousable girly parts. Right. Another quote from the book, and then a comment. Sophie's home base. My comment was, I hate it here. Because I do. I do. Okay, so the mother's name is Bennett. The mother's last name is Bennett. Okay, so he took his mother's last name. At least. Yeah. Referring to yourself as a mutt is quite a choice. So everybody mixed. Okay. When I went into this series, like when I went into this video, I was under the assumption that Kennedy Ryan has always and has only written Black romance. I didn't know that she started off with interracial romance, right? And then I didn't know that up until recently, I guess, even though it was always interracial romance, the love interests were always white. Like it was the girl that was mixed. And anyway, those were all my thoughts on When You Are Mine, because at that point I got frustrated and I just wanted to finish the book. So I was just rage reading, and I did not have time to stop and make notes because if I stopped, I would never continue. And honestly, that might have been better. Book number 2, Loving You Always. This one, I immediately realized it was going to have to be a rage read or like a hate read. So I only have 2 bullet points. Number 1, it's so weird how often a character's race is mentioned. This ties into something I've said multiple times later on in this video. The way Kennedy Ryan writes race, especially her interracial characters, is very strange. But number 2, the way everyone talks about Keris disgusts me. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna get into the next books now. I tried well, the next book I'm going to be talking about is the second series that Kennedy Ryan wrote. I only have one hand of nails on, it's fine. The second series Kennedy Ryan wrote, because I had the Bennett series has two more books, and it's following Cam, Keris's ex-husband, and Walsh's ex-best friend. I don't know what their situation is right now. But yeah, I wasn't interested. And Sophie was no, it wasn't Sophie. It was Walsh's cousin. I have no interest in that. I do not care. So I moved on to the next series. Let's see how that goes.
Hi guys. So I finished the second book in the Ben series, whose name I do not remember. I don't remember the title of the book. I'm so serious. I hated it. So I think there are two more books in the Bennett series. I will not be reading that. So I'm gonna move on because I genuinely want to enjoy Kennedy Ryan's work like how everybody else enjoys Kennedy Ryan's work. But if the trend continues, anyway, let's talk. So after I finished this book who starts like can't the name I can't remember. Um I was so upset. I was genuinely pissed off. And I was like, let me take a break before one, the books put me in a reading slump, and two, I'm no longer able to give Kennedy Ryan a fair chance. So I needed some space. And then was I planning to take 2 months? No. But here we are. So what's happened, like life wise, since the last update? I performed at Jamaica Dance Umbrella with my university dance group. And then the same university dance group had our show, and I performed there as well. I don't remember which day in February the last update was, but my birthday was in February, so I'm 22. I'm gonna say those are all the important updates. So I'm done with the Bennett series. There are two more books in the series, but I'm not going to read them. So I'm going to start My Soul to Keep. And I was looking at the cover today, and I realized they are white people. I thought we were dealing with black people because I knew that I realized they weren't black in the first series, and I was like, okay. That was when she was just getting into it, and I know there was a point where like black authors weren't writing black characters. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I thought by the second series, we'll get back to black people. But it's fine. But I'm nervous because I have a 3 strike rule, right? It's either it can be 3 average books and then I'm done with the author. Like I refuse. I won't read anymore. Or it can be 1 average book and 2 bad books. Or it can be 1 bad book, 2 average reads. And then depending on how bad the book is, it can be a 1 strike or a 2 strike. But generally it's a 3 strike rule. And if I don't like My Soul to Keep, this will be the 3rd strike. Right? But I haven't even gotten to the books that are like everybody's hyping. So I feel like if I don't like My Soul to Keep, I'm gonna skip over, I think it's the Hoop series, maybe, and go to Real because I do have a physical copy of Real, which I'm even more nervous about because I don't like owning books that's I didn't enjoy. And it's very hard to unhaul books in Jamaica. It's hard, and sometimes it's not worth it. From a monetary standpoint, it is not it doesn't make any sense. And then I could just give away the books with like no expectation of getting the money that I spent back on it, but like I spent money on the book. I kind of want it back if I don't keep the book, you know? But sometimes I just have to suck it up. So guys, it's not going well actually. It's not going well. But yeah. So I have another dance show coming up. This time it's not with my university dance group, it's with the other people I dance with. So we have a show coming up in June. And I'm choreographing 2 dances this year. I choreographed one dance in the show last year. It was fine. I like the routine. The people are watching the dance. Let's not talk about that. Sorry, my hand is tired. Yeah, so I choreographed one dance last year, and then this year I'm gonna do two dances, two pieces, and then yeah, that's how it's gonna work. And then I'm also in dances. So yeah, that's what's coming up. And then exams, exam season, or like the exam period starts next week. Uh so yeah, that's that.
So guys, I am three chapters in to My Soul to Keep, and I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed already. It's not looking good. Once I can, the way okay, first of all, apparently I'm not white completely. Once again, the main character is mixed, right? So this time her mother is Korean. I don't know what her father is, but I'm assuming white, right? And then the main guy, from what I'm seeing, he's white. Again, that's not a problem. You see, her mother is Korean, but she was adopted by white parents, right? Okay, but even like the way, no, I've never seen anybody else say this before, which is why I'm so shocked. But Kennedy Ryan, from what I'm seeing in this is the third book I'm reading, right? The first two books I'll count them as once, it's the same character. So I'm gonna say two times. Two instances back to back where we have characters of mixed race, like mixed race characters, and just the way Kennedy Ryan describes it and keeps bringing it up. It's so odd that, like, if I didn't know going into it, like Kennedy Ryan was a black woman, I would assume it's a white woman being weird about race. Like, it, okay, first of all, there's this line earlier, like in the first chapter when she was talking about her mother, and she was saying how her mother, the Korean mother, was adopted by a white pastor and his wife, right? And then they were talking about how the other people in the community from the church were so confused, and then they liked once they got to know the little baby. They were saying this this odd looking little girl, exotic to the simple, hardworking folks of the South, or whatever, whatever. Okay, okay, okay. Then the MC, Kia, Kia. I'm at the chapter now from the guy's point of view, and he's talking about how she looks, and he's saying that her eyes are slightly upturned, and like one glance from her could seduce him. And then him saying that her high cheekbones and her golden skin leads him to believe that she has Asian, like she's Asian somewhere down in her ancestry. And it's just that, and it's just so odd. It's just so odd. And then she is not like other girls, and he's like, oh, she's not like other girls, because he's talking about how she's so natural. Her eyelashes are so long that they look fake, but he knows that they're not fake, because there's nothing fake about her. Like, she's wearing her eyelashes are natural. She's just wearing simple music note earrings. She's not even wearing any makeup. Okay. Before this chapter, like in her second chapter, so chapter 2, she's late to the guy's performance at her voice coach's house or something. Her best friend is messaging her asking her why she's late, and she's talking about how she's coming from this audition, and she's saying the audition ended because the producer asked her for sexual favors. And she's like, any interview or any audition that ends with like a request, like whatever, is not a good audition, right? Perfect. Yeah, right. She said she's tired of being pressured and propositioned by predators who think she'll set up a drive-through between her. Is the phone ringing? Probably. she'll set up a drive through between her legs to get the opportunities that she wants. Right? Right. We understand how the industry works. It's terrible. I'm with you. She going to say she knows some girls do it, but she's not like that, and she wishes she could throw away her dignity to get to where she needs to do the easy way on her back. Okay. 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 Then no, going back to the guys guy. Like I'm just uncomfortable. I'm just and then no, the guy going back to his character now, this is the same third chapter. He's talking about how beautiful she is, and then like this one paragraph ends with, imagine if I touched her, imagine if I kissed her, imagine if I fucked her. Them just seeing each other. Maybe this is how allosexuals think. But this is a bit insane to me. And everything that the authors write, like everything the characters see and feel is not an accurate representation or a reflection of what the author actually thinks. It's just the character. Like these are fictional characters. Yeah, I get it. But this, like, especially the race thing, it seems to be embedded in her writing style. Because it's happened in the first series, it's happening again. It's odd. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I'm going to say it. It's weird. Nobody's gonna convince me that it's not weird. If you think you can convince me that this is not weird, go ahead. Like, you can try. Like, I genuinely want to see you try, because if you can convince me, you might be a miracle worker. Like, genuine. If you can convince me that this is not weird, like she like Kennedy Ryan writes about race and mixed race characters. It's so odd. It's weird. Is it not weird to you? Is it not, people? Have you read these books? If you have, was it not weird to you? Was it not weird to you? And then I don't think I'm a fan of her writing style. I don't. I need a new bonnet. I'm gonna buy one tomorrow. Yeah. Guys, I might DNF. I might 3 chapters in. Depending on how bad this is, I could end the video here. I could, but I don't feel like. Guys,
I apologize for the light, but this is just a quick update. I finished chapter 4. They interacted, like, for the first time, like interacted. They had like he said something to her, and then she got introduced to him by the music coach. She's apparently not her music coach. She's her boss. She's like an assistant or something. I'm not in. I'm so sorry. I'm not feeling it with them. I'm not. I mean, I'm annoyed, and then I just like they started talking, and then he's yapping about Sparks, blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck. I'm stuttering because I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. And to be honest, it's not that bad. But you see, okay, you know what should have warned me of this book? The synopsis. Why am I leaning to this? I'm trying to get you out of the bulb, the light. It's fine. The synopsis. Kai, I blah blah blah, I blah blah blah, he blah blah blah. Reese. His name is Rice, and what's his name? Hold on. His name is Ryson. So I'm gonna assume it's Rice. I blah blah blah, I blah blah blah, but she blah blah blah. The synopsis reads like one of those Wattpad stories that I would only read like the first 2 lines to see it was semi-decent before I would download it. So I had an offline book to read under my desk in class, so I didn't have to listen when the English teacher that I did not like was like going through Beowulf line by line, because I already read the entirety of Beowulf at home. And like we hadn't even gotten to the analyzing part of English class. We're just reading like the quarter of the play that we had, that we were doing in class. Like it was very reminiscent of the only semi decent, like not even the good gold mine Wattpad stories. It was very reminiscent of the semi decent Wattpad stories that I used to just download quick because I didn't have time to search for something good, and I just needed something to pay attention to other than my schoolwork. Right. Yeah, they interacted just a while ago. They said words to each other, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not. And then to make matters worse, I was like, let me just check something real quick. I went on the Storygraph. I clicked the series just to find out. Just like in the Bennett series, it's like two. Like it takes like 2 books for them to have their happily ever after. Do you think I have time to waste? I don't know why I'm cussing you out because you didn't tell me to do this. You're not forcing me to do this. But I do not have time to waste on foolishness. Like I'm looking in the eyes right now. That reading these 2 books, like it's a series. I don't know if the other 2 books are also about them or what. But I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my energy. I have exams to be studying for. This is my fault. This is what I get for not studying for my exams. I should be studying for my exams and I'm not. This is what I get for being a procrastinator. I should be studying and I should, and like this is karmic retribution. Sorry. And then I was like, hold on. And I went and I was like, let me just read some reviews real quick. And then the first review was a 1 star. And I'm like, okay. Okay. I mean the reviews and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Not only have they mentioned stuff that I am already not liking in 5 chapters. That's about 25 pages there, 30 pages. They're also bringing up like multiple reviews are bringing up stuff where I'm like, I'm not. I'm normal limited. I'm normal limited. Nobody not forced me to read the book. I don't have to read the books. I'm not going to read the books. I'm moving on. I'm going to read Real, and I swear, guys, if it's anything lower than a 3.5 star, I'm done. I'm done because this is the third strike. I should be done by now. I'm not even going to read Flow and whatever. I'm just gonna read Real and then we'll see what happens. If I like Real, then I'll probably go back and read the series after this one. And if I don't like that, I'm gonna go to no. If I don't like that, I'm done. Actually, I don't know. Guys, it's not going good. It's not going well. It's not.
Okay, it's been a while since my last update, and I don't even remember the name of the book that I DNF'd. Um, so there are a couple reasons for the time jump. One, like the first reason, like the original start of the pause was that I am disappointed in how the vlog is going so far, or like how my reading experience with Kennedy Ryan is going so far, because she's a very popular romance author, and I love that for her. And I love the community she has created and like what she has done for the Black bookish community and like the Black romance community. And then I guess the interracial romance community for the books before Real. As just like a Black romance author, I'm very happy for her. And especially since, okay, as I'm saying this right now, Score came out 2 days ago. Everybody on my feed, like threads, hyped, extremely hyped up for it. And I wanted to join the hype from like before it came out. Everybody was talking about, can like, let me tell you, when was it? Can't Get Enough. The last book in the Skyland series was coming out. That's when I was like, okay, I really need to get into Kennedy Ryan. I didn't get to it at that point, but like, I started the vlog, right? Um, and based on what you've seen so far, you can tell that I'm not having the best time. I'm not having the best time. Real should be the one that's redeeming Kennedy Ryan in my mind, right? Like, for my reading experience, Real should be the one that's like, okay, a clean slate. Here's where we're actually gonna, get the ball rolling. So I was nervous about reading Real, a book that I own physically, and not liking it. But I started it 5 minutes ago and I stopped. I read the first chapter, which is a prologue in Canon. I'm gonna assume it's Canon, like the camera. The prologue in his point of view, which is 2.5 pages, and then I read 1 page of Neva's prologue. And I'm beginning to think I do not like Kennedy Ryan's writing style. I do not think I like Kennedy Ryan's writing style. And I'm a bit disappointed. I don't know, just something about it just is not sitting right with me. And then there's also like in the 1 page out of how long is this prologue? 1, 2, 5 chapters, 5 pages for Neva's prologue. I'm on the first one. And then I saw that I read this line. When I look up, Brandon's F-150 is parked up ahead under our car porch. My boyfriend, correction, my fiance, since we got engaged over Christmas. I was like, that's I don't know, it just seems like a lot of information to just put in one sentence. That's like the introductory thing. And then also she's 18. Characters making stupid decisions so early out the gate. I don't have time for this annoyance. Like, I feel like you're wasting my time. My time is precious, and the characters are doing stupid things from the beginning. It's just like a warning sign of what's gonna happen in the rest of the book, because this book is thick, and then the words are relatively small. There goes the bookmark. Words are relatively small. I don't even know if you can see it. So like, it's a lot happening, and then if it's nonsense the whole time, and I'm not looking for nonsense the whole time, then I'm going to get upset. Right? I'm going to get angry actually. Like, but I don't I don't think I like her writing style, and my spirit don't take it. My spirit don't take it. Guys, I'm straight up not having a good time.
I did not feel like hooking up my microphone again or putting my phone on the tripod. This is just like a quick update. I finished Neva's prologue. My issue with Kennedy Ryan's writing style, like I mentioned in the previous books, the way how Kennedy Ryan described her characters' races, especially since they were all either white or mixed race, the way she described the characters was very odd to me. It was like, oh, so exotic. There's a line about whatever the girl's name in the first book. I just remember there's this one paragraph where like everybody who sees her wonders what races of people could come together to create this exotic creature, blah 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 blah. I'm like, that's weird. And then she kept every chapter like, oh my god, I wonder what race her parents are. Oh my god, her skin is so da da da. Oh my god, she looks so exotic. Oh my god, she's like why are you describing her like a mongrel dog that you kind of like and then in the next series where the girl was half Asian, I believe she was Korean. I have to check, but I believe she was Korean. But like, she's half Asian, half white. And then the way how she's like, Kennedy Ryan was describing the MC's mother's adoption, weird. Like, oh, small town, looking at this exotic baby, wondering why the Baptist priest adopted her. Like, that's just weird. It's weird. So then I was like, I'm like, okay, real is a black romance. So maybe if we don't have all the space to be describing the intricacies of these characters' races and their makeup, maybe I can actually enjoy the story a bit more. But my hand hurts. I do not like Kennedy Ryan's writing style. My issue is there's no other way to describe it, but there is too much information per sentence. It feels like Kennedy Ryan is yapping at me. She's just talking. She's yammering on and on and on. And honestly, I do not have time to waste. I don't. Like, because, like, what do you mean? And, like, when I look up, Brandon's F-150 is parked up. Sorry, hold on. I'm irritated. Hold on. I put my car in park and bang my head against the steering wheel. Still mad about forgetting those lines today. Damn salt. When I look up, Brandon's F-150 is parked up ahead under our car porch. My boyfriend, correction, my fiance since we got engaged over Christmas, always seems to come right when I need him. It reads like some of the average fan fiction on AO3. Like, it's better than, guys, I'm gonna say something. Describing writing as Wattpad, everybody already had a discussion. That's not necessarily an insult because there's some really good books on Wattpad. There are also some very bad books on Wattpad. And there's some just pretty okay books that you read to pass the time, but you wouldn't necessarily spend your money on. You know what I mean? So sometimes the average books on Wattpad are not the same. Like the average original stories on Wattpad, sometimes they're not as good as the average fan fiction on AO3. But there's like a similar writing style that carries over. So that when you see in the author's notes, like you can either see this is my first fan fiction and English is not my first language, or you can just see this is my first work. When you see this is my first work without the disclaimer that English is not their first language, there's a particular writing style that they have, especially in certain fandoms. And I feel like Kennedy Ryan writes exactly like that. I don't need you to fit every single word in the fucking dictionary in each bumbleclad sentence. Like, I don't need to. Like, her Brandon's F-150. And, like, to make it worse, F-150 is such an unserious car to me because all I can hear is that commercial. That's how it feels to drive a Ford F-150. I don't even know what the car looks like. I just keep hearing the man. Oh, that's how it feels to drive a Ford F-150, da 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 da. And then I just see, then that transitioned into the commercial for that's how it feels to chew whatever gum. Like, actually, like, there's a lot of things coming together, and I'm afraid the universe is against Kennedy Ryan or against me enjoying Kennedy Ryan's work. But I don't know. Like, and then, like, even in Canon's POV, there's not a sentence like the F1. I don't. Sorry, is the camera moving around? My hand is like outstretched. Cause it's fine. Yeah, the irritation eases from her expression a little, but her lips remain set. Ever really consider that word invalid? Invalid because someone can't walk or get around easily. We invalidate them. We don't see them and don't respect their wishes. Like, I see what you're saying, but also, do you really need to be saying all of that on the first page? In the first, like, yes, you're having an important discussion about disabilities or whatever. But the discussion has not started yet. We're getting introduced to the characters, and I'm pretty sure the mother is going to pass away soon, unfortunately. But it's like supposed to introduce like canons. Like, it's supposed to talk about how he doesn't think he's going to fall in love because he loves his art so much. That's what that's basically supposed to be introducing. So, like, why is the mother going on about I, guys, this might be the end. This might be the end. I'm so sorry.
Hi, so I filmed this ending clip already, but I was yapping too much. I was talking too much. So I haven't read anything from Real in a week. I haven't read any piece of original fiction in a week, actually. What I have read a lot of is fan fiction from one fandom. And let me tell you what happened. So last week, today's Monday, between last week Sunday and Saturday, and it wasn't necessary. I didn't need to say all of that. So at the end of the Real, I realized it was putting me into a reading slump, and as you saw, I wasn't interested in reading like original fiction anymore. So I was in a fanfic cycle, and when I got really desperate, like searching for specific things that I usually wouldn't be interested in, but because I had read everything else I was already interested in, I realized I was running away from Real a little bit too hard. So I had to just end it right there. So I didn't have Real. Um, so that's the end of this. So that's the end of me and Kennedy Ryan. So I tried. I did try. Kennedy Ryan's work is just not for me. And as I said before, I do respect Kennedy Ryan's work and what she has done for the community, but I'm not. I tried to jump on the hype train and I failed. And it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. We didn't connect. So my biggest issues, I do not like Kennedy Ryan's writing style. I do not like her characters. I do not care about her character stories or their romance. I'm not rooting for anybody's romance, for like the one romance story, the one romantic plot I followed all the way through, and then the attempts at the others. I don't care. I'm not rooting for the relationship, so why am I going to read a romance? And then a minor issue is, personally, based on what I've read, the first two books I've read and then what I've seen in the two books that I've DNF'd, I would not classify Kennedy Ryan's books as just plain romance. Like there are romantic elements in her story. Like the romantic relationships are a big part of her stories, but I wouldn't put romance as the first or the main category for her books. There's a lot more going on, and then I think if you go into it looking for romance, or at least the types of romance that I read when I'm looking for romance, there's just too much going on that I do not care about. It sounds bad, but I don't care about what's happening. And I feel like even if I did care, it's still a lot that's outside of the romantic relationship being developed, right? The way how Kennedy Ryan writes her books, from what I've seen, when I say the amount of things that are going on outside of the romantic relationships, it's like when I read a contemporary fiction novel that's just following a character and what's going on in their life, the highs and lows of high school football or whatever. What was that called? I didn't watch you for what show was that? What was it? I didn't watch that show. I just know the meme. Was it high school football? Anyway, anyway, where we're just following the character and they're either going to school or they're going to work or they're having family issues, da 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 da, and they just happen to get into a relationship as the story goes on. That's what I'm getting from Kennedy Ryan's books, and those books are not classified as romance, and this is very similar to what's happening here. So I don't understand why these books are all labeled under romance and romance first. But okay, I guess it's just me. But yeah, so that's literally it because I can't put any thoughts together other than what I've already said about Real. I didn't care about the characters. Kennedy Ryan was talking too much, giving too many details. Anyway, I'm gonna do another one. I haven't chosen the author yet. I do have a list of authors in my reading journal, but I don't know who I'm going to choose right now. Speaking of my reading journal, you know how upset I am because Kennedy Ryan took up a whole. Let me just find it. Hold on. Like, can you see? Where is it? Yeah, can you see all of this? This whole section is books by Kennedy Ryan. All of that space I could have used for another author because I had other authors whose books I've read before and I haven't completed their entire backlist and I want to keep track of them. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna use these 2 pages. So I need to be specific. I need to be like, what's the word I'm looking for? I had to choose very carefully which authors I was gonna put on it for this year, and I had high hopes. I genuinely believed I would enjoy Kennedy Ryan's work. So all of this wasted space. I just like compare it to the amount of space Jordan Ifeko's books took up. I could have fit Jordan here, and there was another author here, and then maybe another. It's okay. Anyway, that's it regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing. Do what you want. Bye.